accidentally stopped the video, but where, oh, and there are the fucking snakes again, bro. Okay, so as we were saying about the magnetic fields of the apple, it's also sort of relevant here, the way it goes up like that. That also, in this case, it goes up like that, up like that, up like that. And there's also still, there's something, you know, oh, and now I want to connect it. Because everything is just... Not only does this spiral remind me of DNA. Okay, so imagine if this was DNA. Let's say it looks like DNA. Branches would be formed like that, no? Between the different... What are they called? Alleles? You know, when you have GATC. Car in the garage, apple in the tree. Oh my god! Another apple another apple idea. Isn't that so interesting? Okay, fuck. So imagine if this is DNA, yeah? Also the coming together of people, of, for example, let's say these two people. I love this. I love that it's red and green, okay? Also the energy of the heart. The heart is red, okay? And the energy that it emits is green. Love energy, or, you know, heart energy. The electric pulsations that come from the heart. Oh my god! So what is the sun? What is the sun? Weren't we just talking about that? Like, unsure about the sun. Unsure about what is the sun and what is the moon? These two dogs are asking. Perhaps they too are unbalanced to know. I just got confirmation something moved in my house, and it's... I love... My mind is exploding right now, bro. It is. Look at this. Where the red and green come together. Love and action. You know how they say when we need to follow our hearts, we're following the action, the continuous pulsations. Because if you think of a heart, yes, it's red, but it's continuously beating, continuously creating this energy. So again, wherever you go, whoever you... Well, I don't want to say whoever you find, but in this case, it's the realization, or there will be a realization of who is in the sun energy and who is in this moon energy. And it's amazing because I feel like it works also like a cross. And then you're like, oh my god, where the fuck are you going with this? And I'll be like, girl, fuck, I'm going like this, bruv. And if you look at this, also this idea of one sort of journey and then two, you know how they're also not really, they're also kind of looking diagonally. So it's also that idea of what am I looking at? It could also be that there's also a situation where someone doesn't know about who's the sun and who's the moon. And when I say who's the sun and who's the moon, it's also knowing and being aware of who's the sun and who's the moon inside of you. The energies that both things emit. So sun, they say masculine energy, action. When the sun emits light, it gives plants the ability to create more glucose that they can use to grow. Okay, like when the leaf, when the sun rays come, the leaf's little chlorophyll, little particles, or chlorophyll is the pigment within the leaf, but the chlorophyll is present in the cells, and in certain receptor cells, the plant will be able to identify that there is sun, absorb this kinetic energy that comes from the sun to create growth, to produce, to and also in return, collaborate. I want to say collaborate, but it's like creating a symbiotic relationship with the world. And the moon. Okay, the moon also affects, I would say, affects us, affects water, affects our emotional states. All right. And in a plant, for example, I did a little bit of research, not a lot. So if you do know more about it, please let me know. I'm always happy to learn more, and what I say may sound like I know exactly what I'm saying and that everything I'm saying is right. It may sound like that, and I apologize, but I also acknowledge the fact that I know I can be wrong, that in certain cases, okay? But hear me out. The way that I think is a bit different. So when I say certain things, I'm also meaning them in different ways. And as I continue to explain, I only hope that you stay open and stay with me until I can get the idea out. Because as the way that I think, I also find that it also isn't always as helpful from when I'm trying to explain it to other people. I too find it a bit, that's why imagery really helps, and putting it down on paper really helps for me to explain and to show you the processes of my mind to some extent, and to show you how this information comes through me, given, there you go, I don't know, just there you go. So as I was saying, moon energy, they also say that this is more feminine. There's this giving sort of aura to it, but also the I want to say unburying, how do you say that? The uncloaking. I just want to say the unburying, like digging something up, the digging up of what happens in the water. Like we can have, like the way that I'm seeing is, this is also making me think of these cups though. And how each cup holds water. So each cup is also symbolic of each person's emotional state, but also emotional position. And it's interesting that they're exchanging this, because in a way there is also this exchange here, this point where they meet, this point where things cross. Like imagine if you have two cups here, and they're being exchanged. So in a sense the energy goes like that, from this one person around to the other, like like this. Which is beautiful because it also, if I connect those here, like triple infinity sign. The exchanging of worlds, inner worlds. And that brings me back to the moon, yeah. Because I know that they're not the same color. I know that they're not both red, but they're kind of close. Hi. They're kind of close. And they just remind me of this point, you know? Look, there's a home there. The crossing of paths. I love how there's 3 here. And I had drawn this loop of 3 here as well. Like there's like an exchanging of cups, of inner worlds, of physical worlds, bodies that we embody. And with their exchange, there's this freedom, there's this ability to fly, there's this ability to gain strength, to birth something out of these interactions, out of these exchanges. Freedom, perhaps even enlightenment, creativity, passion. But you need one and one to have that one thing in between. This one thing in between is what's growing. This one thing in between is what is the journey, is what is to come, is what is there. It's so funny that we also chase labels, we chase things. Okay, that's what I'm also getting here. We chase, there are times that we chase ideas or people when sometimes the interactions that we're having within that moment, any moment, there is a constant exchanging of feelings, of energetic pulsations. And that is all what makes this idea of home. But it's also a journey because each one with their own cup comes with their own sense of sovereignty, of being, of whether or not they're giving or whether or not they're the abundance or the fertility, fertile thing that can be a physical, like I want to say even catalytic reaction to the act of giving, action giving, love giving, heart giving interaction here. This home will also be built off love and purity and abundance and peace, and to some also extent solitude, but solitude within one another and everything. I'm just seeing that because there's one home there, and perhaps you and this person like to have a place where that is possible, to have enough space to be free in it together, and with the space itself, with nature itself. Yeah. I don't even think these things know what they are, like these things. It looks like it could come from the sun rays, but probably also confused because the moon's also there, so it's like a bit of both. So it's like who's who or what's what, and does it really matter because they're all sort of just one thing and creating this one thing together, and it's not really, they're just there above it all and still underneath the journey. I don't know, man. That was a bit long actually. My mouth's getting a bit tired, but I find that the situation is interlinked to this Seven of Pentacles here. Like I said, and like we also said, things take time. It's not like the work was not there and that you were working towards something and this idea of home or stability. Yeah, it's also like this feeling of you're also taking the time to look at all of what, or like maybe you should take the time to look at what you have accomplished. Once you've done that, also realize that the thing that you're missing, the thing that you're probably waiting on, is yourself to move this one pentacle that you just need to put on top, and then you're done, and then you've managed, and then you've got it. Look at how he's also holding that one stick that we talked about. Where is it now? Go on. One stick, one stick, one stick. I don't know where the other one went. Did we have other ones? Yeah, we had these two. It's alright. But yeah, also not realizing that you're already done. You're already there. Wherever you want to be, wherever your idea of home is, you're there. There's just... Don't forget to just look at the things that you still need to do. And in that case, it's moving that one small pentacle. And being able to be in this feeling. But you are going to move this one pentacle. Whether or not I tell you, whether or not I work with you now to try and understand what this one pentacle is, you already know. It's already coming, just like all of this. Okay? Yes, to some extent, you are the manifester of all of this. The action and the pure of heartedness that you had in order to build this thing is there. And yes, you do get aid. You do get aid. But that doesn't mean that, like, just because you also get help, that you sort of get distracted with all of the things that you did and sort of thinking that, one of the things that I did, it didn't work, like, I'm still waiting for a result. And then you still have that one thing that you still need to do. I'm getting immediately that could be a song. I'm seeing a car drive away. Fuck yeah, it's definitely a song and you know it. Whatever you feel like you had to say, whatever has been bottling up inside, say it. Because I understand from all of this, because all of this stemmed from something, and I don't want to say it just stemmed from this, but this was one of the catalysts. You see, on this level, to some extent, it was supposed to be that you had to undergo these steps. And if you had been with someone, perhaps like you had to try, okay? Try to heal yourself, try to heal them, try to heal yourself, try to heal them. It's like all these exchanges of these inner worlds, yes, does bring chaos, okay? Inner turmoil, confusion as to like, when should I be the sun? When should I be the moon? Or am I being confused about this because both of them are confused inside of me that I'm both, or that I have both and that's the truth? And you know, like even all of what I'm just saying right now is relevant because I understand. You're not alone. These feelings can be back. Okay? But it's really, I find it really interesting, this sun and moon energy that do cross over in this moon card, that are part of one. Whoa. And isn't it that when the sun covers the moon, there's an eclipse? Like something, like, I don't know, I was gonna say something like a lobster, like, oh my god, like a lobster just came out of hiding. Essentially, an eclipse hides until the sun and moon meet. And if not hides, but isn't physically there, present, or able to be seen without the sun or moon. Now, an eclipse is like, then everything also becomes dark to some extent. So a shadow is casted over everything. And it makes me think of like when the sun comes up, some shadows are cast. When the moon is there, some shadows, the shadows get light. And yet everything else is dark. But when there's an eclipse, everything is dark. Everything is a shadow. That's amazing. Everything is a shadow. I think that's where the confusion is, guys. Everything is a shadow. And just because we have the sun and the moon there to sort of get us to think about the fact that the shadow doesn't exist. The shadow is always there and the shadow is present in everything. Reflected in everything too. But it is also the result of the sun shining on our own shadows for us to identify the shadows, but the moon to also see those shadows, or what could have been the shadow, to then shine light on it. there's a full moon, for example. Fuck, I keep fluffing about my hair, bro. But you get the gist. It's also like the idea of like when you do meet, let's say, a partner or someone that you can relate to and things like that, you can also find that you guys have, it's not always the case, of course, but some people have, attract people who have also undergone similar circumstances, similar experiences in their lives, and yeah, as much as everything is a shadow, it is but also a reflection. Like a smudge of a physical smudge of who we are, but also a light smudge of who we are, like the actual impact that we each make on the things we see to be real in this world. Did that make sense? I always tend to get distracted by the window. This idea again of looking out, finding a better home or finding home, period. I don't know, bro. So one dog is looking up at the moon and the other is sort of like, what the fuck are you doing? I feel like this dog knows what's going on. Perhaps even trying to tell the other dog. And meanwhile, whatever's supposed to happen will happen. Will continue. Whether this dog notices or this dog notices. So it's also that like idea of like one knows what's going on in a different scale, or thinks of it in a different way. Perhaps one is. I'm gonna leave it at that. My jaw kind of hurts. I don't know. I cut my hair recently, and I had a friend help me cut it with the machine. And I don't know. Perhaps I just need to style it, but yeah. This is profound. Isn't it interesting how with one of them here, it's like one infinity sign. But imagine if there were two magicians and both of their infinity signs mixed together, it would also have looked like this 3 swivel sort of moment up there. Like that would be one, and then the other one together, merged together, like this. Like this one. Just saying. 2 magicians. We are all magicians in this in our world. Oh, that was not the shuffling that I required and intended. Okay, let's continue. Whoa. I feel like even just talking about this and like visually seeing it has done a lot already. Like I feel like I can just end this reading right now. So I think I might. I do want to pull I would like to pull something from the medicine heart. What were we just talking about? I even forgot it was called the medicine heart. I hadn't even it's okay. And pink. I'm seeing pink. Pink. Red. This one. I find that this is relevant. I'm seeing flowers and nature on my flowers from the magician. Flowers in his hand, also kind of like flower patterns on his clothes. I kind of feel the same with this one. There are a lot of flowers here. And the apple, and the earth apple, art apple. Let's read it. This is for you. Sacred law of the Northwest. You are a spiritually sovereign being, divinely bestowed free will is the source of your inner authority. Test your choices, discerning the truest resonance with your values. What did we say at the start, like in part 1? Beautiful outcomes will bloom as you remain faithful to your spiritual integrity. Many blessings, as yet unseen, are becoming available to you as you continue to align with your soul's inner code. DNA code. And DNA code can lead into a lot of things, okay? So I'm not saying that just because you have a type of DNA that you get what I mean. Because DNA, as everything in our bodies, in our external environments, are affected by this. Are affected by our environments. It's the exchange. It's that exchange. So have faith that whatever you put out will come back. So align to your soul's inner code. Sacred law supports your heart and path. And now that's the last one. Thank you. Nagba, you are traversing your true destined path. Stay connected to the instincts that tell you good things are on their way, and do not allow your mind to become clouded with uncertainty. Trust your inner guide and proceed accordingly. That which once brought suffering shall ultimately provide your means to freedom. It's like I can pick up all of the cards because all of what we talked about are said literally in these two cards. That which once wrought suffering shall ultimately provide your means to freedom. Don't forget that. Be determined and reassured, for the rising of the light is imminent. It's interesting that these two have the same look in their eye. This guy and this guy. So don't worry. I also find that you don't have to look like this. I feel like whoever is helping you, guiding you on this journey, whether that be yourself, your highest self, the universe, God, your teddy bear, okay? They're watching out for you. Keep doing you. You have gotten to this point, and you are just on the brink. You're on the brink of everything. So I hope that this reading inspired you, that it helped to some extent bring light, and to perhaps even put things into certain words that are like, yes, that's what I thought. Then I hope I hope that I just wish you so much love, so much more love. Luck is already on your side. Luck is already on your side. You know what needs to be done. So yeah. Good luck. I'm rooting for you. I am proud of you. Those who are with you are proud of you. Who support you are proud of you. You are proud of you. Whether that be presently or in the future. Thank you.